Hey, good morning everybody. It's good to be with you today. Thanks again for joining with me. We're talking about running the race, making sure we do well to finish the race. And the last couple of days we've been considering a couple of things that we don't want to do in order to finish well the race that God has set before us. One of the things we said that we must never do is we mustn't carry baggage. It'll exhaust you. It's going to dry you up. It's going to suck you dry, baby. And baggage will do all those sort of things to you. So be ruthless with baggage. Travel light. The second thing that we said is don't stop to fraternize or to criticize people along the way. Make sure that we never stop to gloat over somebody else's failure. Make sure that we never stop to say, oh gosh, I told you so. Those are things that are going to hurt you and hurt the person that you seek to criticize. If you have something constructive to do, then please stop to help, but never do this with a negative thing. Don't stop to criticize somebody along the way, because you all know that for every finger you point this way, there's a whole bunch pointing back at you as well. Take the beam out of your own eye before you take the splinter, or try and take the splinter out of somebody else's eye. That's really profound, good common sense as well. But the third thing that I want to suggest to you in order for us to finish well the race is to be careful that you don't get distracted along the way, because it could lead you to a situation of the tangent. Now, you know in maths what a tangent is. A direction is established between one place and another. It's a straight line. And then as you journey towards this thing, all of a sudden, you just go slightly off course. Just a small thing. And for a little while, it doesn't mean a lot. It looks like, man, I'm still close enough to the old line. I haven't gone too far down the road. I still think I'm on track. But if you let it go too far for too long, it's not long before you end up being very great distance between where you should be and where you are. That's why we need one another. We need to listen to coaches along the way, people who will guide us and keep us on track. If those people are suggesting stuff to you that is not biblical or is counter to what you believe the Bible says, then you keep going. But if you believe and are teachable enough to say, hey, maybe this is leading me to a place that I don't want to go, then you need to respond appropriately to that. Just think, if you want a radical example of that, of Solomon. Here was a guy who wrote proverbs after proverb after proverb, and was regarded as one of the wisest men of all. The last thing you would think of Solomon is that he would get off track. But unfortunately for Solomon, he had a lot of wives from different countries who brought their foreign gods. And at first he just turned a blind eye to these foreign gods and said, they're not going to affect me, they're not going to hurt me. I'll just ignore them and pretend that hopefully they will go away. They didn't go away. They stuck there, and they got bigger, and they got bigger. And in the end, Solomon's looking at these foreign gods and saying, you know what, it's not such a bad thing. They're not really doing any damage. But the tangent was getting broader and broader and broader, until eventually Solomon realized the error of his ways. And just if you read the book of Ecclesiastes, it has to be the most depressing book in the Bible until the last half a chapter, where Solomon is talking about how to find happiness, and he couldn't find it anywhere. He tried everything, but he couldn't find it. Everything was like chasing the wind to this guy. And then eventually he realizes there's no hope until you find it in Jesus. And he realized that with all his supposed wisdom, he'd got himself off track. He knew better. He should have done better. But unfortunately, he didn't listen. And unfortunately, he ended up leading himself into a place of sadness. But fortunately for Solomon, he turned the corner just before he kind of creamed in and dried up and blew away. So many people get distracted by the tangent, get distracted by something that looks good, like an oasis. It looks like it's got water for me. It looks like it can feed me. It looks like it can sustain me. But it's just a mirage. It's just a mirage. And a mirage, we've always said, promises a lot, but delivers nothing. And so Solomon found himself in a place where this was his situation. This is a good day for us to look at our lives and say, well, how distracted have I become Sometimes the things that distract us are not bad things. They're not bad things. They can be good things, but they're still distractions. So once you take some time today and say, well, what are the things that could get me off track? What are the things that could create some distance between where I should be and where I am? And then get back on track as quick as you can. You gotta finish this race. You gotta keep it on track. Think about that today. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.